Good morning from the jungle in Vietnam. It's so incredible to wake up somewhere like this. Honestly, when I was driving around on the Ho Chi Minh Road, I was just staring out into the jungle and just like wanting to come in here so bad, and like I just woke up in here. This is so cool. Okay, real quick, let's rewind to show you how the hell I ended up in the middle of the jungle in central Vietnam. It all started 5 weeks ago when I touched down in Ho Chi Minh City, learned how to ride a semi-automatic motorcycle, and proceeded to ride it more than 1,000 kilometers to Hoi An. I've been in Hoi An for 3 weeks and I've gotten really cozy here. It's been hard to leave. I spent 3 weeks falling in love with this vibrant town before heading out on an epic 3-day adventure along the most isolated road in Vietnam until I reached Phong Nha, an adventure hub famous for its vast cave systems, including the largest cave on Earth that only 1,000 visitors are permitted to visit per year. While I won't be visiting Hang Sang Dune on this trip, I did snag a last-minute spot on a caving expedition with Oxalis Adventures for the next 3 days and 2 nights. We are about to get very wet and muddy here in the jungle. We have officially begun our trek to Hang Tien Cave. It has been literally raining nonstop for days, and today and tomorrow are no different. In about 24 hours, we will hopefully be entering Hang Tien Cave, a massive 4.5 kilometer cave connected by an underground river. Oh, that's so cool. But with the unseasonably heavy rain these past few weeks, there's a good chance that it'll be too dangerous to enter. And as we hiked deep into the jungle, we began to understand why. Second river crossing in about 5 minutes. No! It's so wet! My feet are soaked. These are waterproof hiking boots until I walk through a river.
In the back, or you can put it a bit higher. Not in the water, not like this, just about like this. Wheel down in. Where the water hit the person on the right, they are make the eddy, and then not a strong current. Alright, good job everyone.
Well, on the bright side, my hiking boots are clean for the first time in months. After crossing countless rivers that soaked all of us to the bone, we did manage to make it to the first section of Hang Tien Cave System and get our first real taste of what was to come tomorrow. But as we made our way to camp, our guide told us to pray that it wouldn't rain tonight. If it did, the river would be too high to get into the best part of the cave tomorrow. Good morning from the jungle in Vietnam. So peaceful, and it rained so much less than we were expecting. So I'm just feeling so grateful. I'm about to go have some delicious Vietnamese coffee and I believe some more noodles for breakfast. Shocker.
The monkey, but it's just way when they move, you can see easier. They have a long tail.
The fact that these are dry right now feels like an actual miracle. They're probably gonna get soaked in the next 10 minutes, but we're gonna enjoy it while it lasts. These pants, however, are another story. They are quite wet. Pretty much anything that wasn't by the fire is still wet. This is how you protect yourself from leeches. The second day was so much fun, and I could barely record when we were in the caves because literally all of my hands were busy crawling up rocks, trying not to fall into like the rushing river through the cave. We literally got on a zip line and zip lined over this rushing river.
Ready, sir? Go!
Oh, that's so cool. And we almost weren't able to go in this cave at all because if it had rained more the night before, the river would have been too high. So yeah, we were just super stoked to be in there at all, and it was so much fun, such an adventure.
Become bigger, they need to change the body. Like this one, this is the shell. They just get out of this shell and they're getting bigger. But this is not the biggest one in this cave. They are not poison. We call them the huntsman spider here.
And then afterwards, we did the muddiest hike of my life. I'm still drying my shoes 3 days later. But it was so beautiful, and our group was incredible, and our guide, Tian, was wonderful, as well as all the porters and the safety guides and the chefs. I felt so taken care of. It was really, really great. And then we each got to go stay in a homestay in the local village where the Oxalis office was based for this trip. And this village is really, really cool. They actually get really insane flooding 2 to 3 times a year. So there is about 600 floating houses in this village because it's in such a valley that in 2020 it had record flooding of, I believe, 10 or 15 meters. So now they have all of these floating houses that they store all of their things in, and there are these barrels underneath the house, and the house itself is attached to these poles. So when the water level rises, the house rises with it. Oxalis actually has a foundation, so when you buy clothes from them or go on a trip with them, a portion of the proceeds will go to this foundation, and they have been building hundreds of these floating houses for the locals, as well as employing them as porters and chefs. So like everyone on our trip, besides our guide, is from this local village, which I absolutely love. But the homestay was lovely. It was definitely on another level of luxury than what I'm used to. It was actually, I think, the nicest room I've stayed in all of Vietnam so far, so I was really enjoying myself.
You can clap.
But yeah, so much has happened since then. I took the night bus from Phong Nha to Ninh Binh, where I am currently. I'm trying to be quiet, but what the hell? Vietnam sleeper buses are where it's at. Blanket, full lay flat seats, all this space, curtain, charger. I love life. I decided to do this instead of riding based on recommendations from the rental company. They were kind of just like, the drive itself isn't noteworthy enough to, you know, expend all that energy and time. So I decided to put my bike on the bus. You can actually do this. It cost me about 25 USD to do this. They put it underneath the bus. We got into Ninh Binh at like 3 in the morning, and when we took my bike out, it was completely empty of gas. They said they left a liter of gas in because they can't keep a whole tank, it's just unsafe, but there was literally no gas, and that leads me to a bit of the drama I've been dealing with here in Ninh Binh so far. Well, off to a great start here in Ninh Binh. I'm pretty sure my bike just broke down. It must have been something on the night bus, I'm not sure. It's like when I was riding here towards like the last 20 minutes, it was like speeding up and then slowing down, speeding up, slowing down. And then I would stop, turn it off, and then turn it back on, and it would be okay for a while. But now it's like, I can't even hardly go anywhere without it fully coming to a stop. Okay, I'm gonna call Style Motorbikes and see what I should do from here, because I'm about 40 minutes from my hostel. Well, I'm just going to avoid that little problem for a couple hours and enjoy this lovely Buddhist pagoda temple area. And then we will see if I can make the 30-minute drive back to Tam Cook to get it fixed. So I'm officially stranded for the first time, about 40 minutes from my hostel. This bad boy will not start. Luckily, I'm still at the parking lot at the pagoda, so the local women both tried to start it and figure out what was going on, but it literally will just stall out the second you try to rev the engine. So they called a mechanic, but he just said he's gonna come later. Not really giving us a time frame, so they were just like, can you wait a while? I was like, I don't got much of a choice. So yeah, I guess I'm just gonna be hanging out for the foreseeable future. So I have no idea what those locals did yesterday to my bike. Yay! I was so fast! Whatever they did, it allowed me to get back to Tamcock for a 40-minute drive. So I was able to get back, and I came to the mechanic, but they were closed. So it's now the next morning, and I am back. And this is a partner of Style Motorbikes who I rented the bike from, but it kind of just feels like someone's house. It actually is someone's house, and I think they just called a mechanic. So I'm just waiting for them now. Okay, I think he's taking it on a test drive. So basically what happened is when I arrived here in Ninh Binh and my bike was completely empty of gas, it wouldn't even start. I had to walk my bike across the road to basically like a convenience store place with a sign that said petrol. And I asked the guy, like, do you have gas? And he brings out 1.5 liters of a water bottle filled with what looked like gasoline. And yeah, filled up my tank, and I was able to start my bike and get it to my hostel 3 minutes down the road. I then filled up gas the next day, and when I was riding out to the temple, the bike really started to run very weirdly. I could immediately tell that something was off about 30 minutes into the ride. And when the mechanic was looking at it today, he said that there was water dripping out of the gas tank. So essentially what happened is the guy who filled up my gas tank with the water bottle had cut the gas with some water, and it caused my bike to have all of these problems and not start and all of that. So he told me to try and avoid these types of retailers from now on, which I have been in the past because it's also more expensive. They always charge you way more than you would at like an actual gas station. But I really had no choice at the time. There was nothing open. There was nowhere else nearby. So it's just sort of a risk that I had to take at the time. But the bike is running great now, and I'm happy that I got all of that handled. I leave Ninh Binh in 2 days. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure the bike was running nice and smoothly before I head out into the countryside again. Yeah, I think today I'm gonna go on a nice boat ride. I'm actually feeling super tired from the night bus. I think this lack of sleep is catching up with me. It feels like a nice and chill thing to do this afternoon, I think. So about a week ago, when I finished riding the Ho Chi Minh Road with my new friends Adam and Duncan, we thought that was the end of our adventures together here in Vietnam. But in a last-minute decision, they both ended up riding their motorcycles from Hanoi to Ninh Binh on the same day that I arrived on the night bus. So you know what that means. More shenanigans.
Definitely some Disney adventure.
Disney vibes.
Sheeple.
I'm sure it'll be better on the boat, but I am getting like major amusement park vibes from this place. It feels very, very commercialized. So hopefully it's worth it. It's a video. This is so fun!
Happy birthday to you.
This place feels so special. We're on an island. You can only get here by boat, and we had to walk a really steep route around to get to this area. And this temple has been here for, I think, over 1,000 years. There's a monk here, and he is taking care of the shrine and redoing the flowers and cleaning it and dusting, and really, really beautiful. really found myself in Ninh Binh, definitely enjoying the beautiful scenery and hanging out with my friends. But I don't know, sightseeing and sort of checking off all of the, attractions and things to do and see in Vietnam, it almost feels secondary. Being in Ninh Binh for 4 days, I believe, it really put into perspective how different this trip is than all of my previous trips, because it's a really popular backpackers hub, especially in Tam Coc. To be honest, I wasn't the biggest fan. It really felt like the most commercialized town that I've been to in Vietnam, and being at a backpacker party hostel, I don't know, I really was like, this is not my vibe right now. This is not what I want. I was really excited to get back out on the road, get back into the countryside, into remote Vietnam, and yeah, being here, I really feel like I'm coming back to life again, and
It's Vietnam. Hey guys, don't forget to smash like, follow, and
smash that subscribe button.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
Here's what you can buy for $3.
Yeah, how much was this? This was $3.
This is so cool.
Look how cool this shot is. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Whoa! My abs right now.
Wow. Maybe like,
Can it see me?
yeah, it can see everything.
That's crazy.
World.
I feel like it's gonna make me look so strange.
Definitely a little creepy, that's for sure.
Okay, cool. I don't know what to do.
I'm a